we're gonna make a list of joys. One joy is a gorgeous antique teacup that I found in a shop that was near a pumpkin patch for some reason, but we found it was $4. I bought it. And the reason I wanted to make this is because I think sometimes we get so caught up in the major things happening in the world that we forget literally about the little things, both the bad and the good, and sometimes we even overthink the little things and don't allow us that pure enjoyment of something without worrying what in the world everyone else is going to think about the thing. So, here's my list. I like pretty flowery teacups and cinnamon. I enjoy a little bit of kitschy, but a lot of witchy more so. Halloween stuff. I enjoy letting the pettiness and the spite into a lot of my decisions. If I can listen to a song and think of the spiteful way to interpret it, I enjoy it more. And I really don't feel the need to change that at all. I thoroughly enjoy the moment when I am doubting my tarot spread and that I'm actually getting a solid answer, and I go to pull a clarification card or pull the cards again, and even though I thoroughly shuffled that fucking thing, it gives me the same fucking card with a nice lot of sass. I thoroughly enjoy feeling the energies through my hands, and even as I'm walking just down this block, twisting my hands around, and yeah, maybe the people look at me like I'm a little bit crazy, but who cares, because this is fun. I thoroughly enjoy listening to anything that has a spooky guitar riff for no other reason than it's spooky and it gives me shivers. I thoroughly enjoy wearing anything that is black and also allows me to not wear a goddamn bra, because no thank you. I thoroughly enjoy anything that has to do with dragon's blood. Do I even need to know what the associations are for dragon's blood every time? Like, it's one of the things that like I kind of have memorized: protection, a power up, etc. and so forth. I know there are more, but just the smell of fucking alone makes me really fucking happy. I also thoroughly enjoy painting my nails just to peel the fucking shit off. And I feel like there should be a spell in there somewhere, something about putting something temporary on my life and ridding it over time, a slow shredding of something, because quite honestly I do it all the freaking time and it's the only damn way I don't pick at my nails when I'm stressed. I thoroughly enjoy, as I just did right now looking in this camera lens, remembering that I have tattoos in certain places, because honestly when you have them at a certain point you kind of look past them, and especially if you've been wearing longer sleeve things and you don't see it on the regular, you forget it's there, and then you go and you're like, oh huh, pretty. I thoroughly enjoy the fact that I finally allowed myself to have spooky witchy weird art all over my house. I thoroughly enjoy the fact that I allowed myself to have a mix of fake and real plants, and over time I hopefully will become a pretty little green witch, but if it's not, at least the fake plants are still lush and gorgeous and make me feel like I'm living in a tropical jungle. I thoroughly enjoy the fact that I allow myself to have a messy as fuck altar that is covered in bits and scraps and ash and only knows how else, as I discussed in one of my previous videos. But I also like the fact that even though that stuff is a mess, I feel like all of those little scraps and bits have a huge amount of power and oomph in them, and all it takes is for me to get a spark of inspiration that will come eventually. I will not force it, and I will know what to do with it. I thoroughly enjoy the fact that this year I have become pretty damn aware of how much certain things that people would consider spoofy or silly are just very much a certainty for me. Like 99%, because you can still prove me wrong, and I'm comfortable with that. I very much like the fact that The year 2020, with all of its stipulations and worries about health and everything else, has allowed me to have the ability to stand my ground, because it started with my health and putting a barrier around people who weren't going to allow me to take my health seriously and protect it, as I would very much like to do. And that rippled on into so many other levels of my life that were keeping my boundaries is actually quite a bit more, it's quite easier than it was this time last year. I am grateful and happy for the little thing of finally getting into at-home workouts. I don't know why I gave myself so many fucking excuses with that, but literally it's the only thing at times that keeps me from being too antsy in the many times where I literally could not leave my apartment. I am grateful for the fact that my deities have popped in occasionally here or there, but for the most part they have kind of remained silent this year in letting me just ruminate without a shit ton of symbols and signals that freak me out. And yeah, that's all on this video. A quick little ramble of things that I thoroughly enjoy, because sometimes we need to cast out that little bit of joy into the world by stating them. In the comments down below, what is something this year that you have found yourself aware of thoroughly enjoying for whatever reason? Because I really believe that the more we state the little joys and allow ourselves the full embodied non-stress overthinking of them, like just a thorough enjoyment, then that actually gives us a lot of energy to tackle all the negatives and the shadows that we have to deal with, whether they are our own or society's at large. Anyway, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye-bye.